Hi everyone, Kelt here, bringing you my thoughts on the British royal family. And today it's a bit of a catch-up because I've not been on here for about, I think, nearly 2 weeks. So a much-needed break, actually. Everything fine. I had other projects to do, so I'm back here to do a bit of a catch-up. So it seems now that Jennifer Aniston had blocked Meghan from exploiting Matthew Perry's funeral. Apparently they all guessed that Meghan would be there just for the photo op, and so they closed ranks to prevent her from coming there. She had never met him, never knew him, and had no reason to be there. And the very fact that she wanted to be there shocked everybody, especially the people close to him. So it was a very small private affair, and Meghan was nowhere in sight. Harry and Meghan were seen at Katy Perry's concert, and Harry was looking, if possible, more miserable than he was at Beyoncé's concert. It was all pretty much the same old stuff, with Meghan looking around to see who's looking at her and Harry looking bored out of his head. And at one point, a bald-headed man talked to Harry, and it looked as if he could have been saying something about his bald head, about Harry being bald, because he's stroking his own head, pointing to the top of his head, and Harry says something in acknowledgement, and we can only guess what was said. So here's the clip. Let me know what you think. Meanwhile, Harry is allegedly realising that he just cannot outdo William. This was always his plan, allegedly. He genuinely thought that he could score higher in the attention stakes, even more so than his brother. But it's not a game of polo, and he couldn't win in the same way, by the same rules or lack of, that he used in polo, whereby he would drive the pony hard and make himself unpopular with people. So similarly, he could not do this in his publicity attention seeking. Apparently he thought that he could win the public over, even if it was negative attention, and has practically given up trying now, realising that he will never be able to outdo his brother. There was so much negative stuff being put out quite recently about William and Catherine that one can only guess where it came from, and if it was part of this trying to get one over on William. Even the old subject of Rose came up yet again recently, and it was being said that she and William had a relationship which went on for a very long time, and that he married Catherine while he was still in love with Rose. This is all made up, and it was then being suggested that Prince William was seriously considering taking legal action regarding these rumours. I was quite pleased to hear this because it seems as though the never complain, never explain mantra of the royals was going to be ignored by William, and he was actually going to do something about this. It also seemed to me as quite strong confirmation that it was all made up anyway, which I've always believed, though there have obviously been elements of doubt at times with all the details that have been constantly in the news articles. It did seem as if that subject was just not going to go away. Upon hearing that William was seriously considering taking action, for me was confirmation that there was never anything between them. But even if this was so, then taking action would put William and Catherine in quite a difficult situation, because they would have to open up about private matters, and also Rose and her family would be similarly affected. So silence has been so far the best choice. But good to know that he was seriously considering this. Says a lot to me. Meanwhile, Charles and Camilla's state visit seems to be going well, although Camilla has been criticised for wearing trousers to a banquet, and the comparisons are many where people are saying that the late Queen would never have done that. Looking at the pictures, I think what she's wearing looks fine, looks really nice actually, and totally in keeping as it's a very flowy outfit. Quite a sensitive trip, as the King was telling the Kenyan people of his, and I quote, greatest sorrow and deepest regret at Britain's abhorrent and justifiable acts of violence, end quote, during the colonial era. While it was carefully not a public apology, which they would no way do, because it would be against government policy, he kept it very safe, but it was sounding much like an apology without actually being one. He also referred to Catherine as being his beloved daughter-in-law, which was so nice to hear, but maybe he should have mentioned Meghan as well as the other one, perhaps. So let me have your thoughts on this. As I said, it's just a quick catch-up, and I'll leave you with a slideshow of some of the more positive stuff to do with the royals. Thanks for watching. Bye.